Hi, how are you children? Very fine. Good. I am Jadaba from Loisingaplag district Balangir. Today I am with a new lesson for you, and it is from your English book of class 6th, lesson number 2, and it is about the position in law. Before look at this page. It is the page from your English book, lesson number 2, the position in law. Before going to start this lesson, I would like to tell you a story. Are you interested to listen a story? Story about the position in law. Okay. Once there was a village quack. Village quack means village doctor who prepares medicine from leaves, flowers, roots, seeds, spices, and so many things with the help of this mortar, and treats the village people. Village quack is not actually a doctor. He is a fake doctor. He is not certified by the government. Okay, but he treats very well to the village people. Okay, it is the story about a village quack. It is the story about a village quack. Once there was a village quack, and he also trained his son to be a quack. Trained his son to be a quack. Once the father-in-law of his son had a fever, so he wanted to send his son for the treatment. When the son was about to start his journey to his father-in-law's house, he told his son, "My dear son, you must use your common sense." Simple common sense. A common sense can make you a great doctor. Then he told a story about his life experience. And the story goes in this way. Once the village quack went for the treatment of a patient. While testing the pulse mane nadi, hatara nadi. Baida mane hatara nadi dekhe thamte. Actually quack means ga baida. While testing the pulse of the patient, he saw banana peel by the side of this bed. By the side of the bed. He used his common sense. He used his common sense and told, "My dear, you must have eaten banana, for which you are suffering from fever." The patient exclaimed, astonished, because he had eaten a banana. In this way, he became a great doctor in his area. So he advised his son to use common sense. But lo, in what way his son had used his common sense at the time of treatment, we will see in the next part of the story. Now look at his son. He is going about his father-in-law's house for his treatment. Now see, this is his father-in-law. This is his father-in-law lying on the bed suffering from fever. He came and tested the pulse of his father-in-law. During testing the pulse, he noticed a cat under his bed. Then he told his father-in-law, "Father-in-law, you must have eaten a cat." Okay, this is the comic part of this story and end part of this story. In this way, the story ends. One thing, his father used his common sense, looking at the banana peel and told, "You had eaten banana." This way, his son, looking at a cat under the bed of his father-in-law, used his common sense and told, "You must have eaten a cat." Okay. Is this not a foolish thing? Foolish माने बोका, एडे बोका कथा न होगे। कदली चोपा को देखी करी जेतेले बापा कहूची तुम्हें कदली खाइछ. It's okay because we eat banana. But how can it be possible? One can eat a cat. Okay. This is called foolishness. Okay. I think you must have enjoyed this story about the foolish son-in-law. Okay. Today we'll read this type of story from your text, and it is also about the foolish son-in-law. This is the text, SGP 1 and paragraph 1. I read paragraph 1 silently, answer the questions that follow. Before going to silent reading, before going to read this paragraph silently, I am reading this paragraph line after line. You can listen to me and then follow me. A son-in-law, after his marriage, was planning to visit his father-in-law's house for the first time. A man from his place gave him the advice, use big and high-sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Always sit on a high place. First say no to any food given to you. Okay. I am reading again. You can follow me. Be ready. A son-in-law, after his marriage, was planning to visit his father-in-law's house for the first time. A man from his place gave him the advice, use big and high sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Always sit on a high place. First say no to any food given to you. Okay. Now look. A son-in-law. This is the son-in-law. After his marriage was planning to visit his father-in-law's house for the first time, and he is going to his father-in-law's house for the first time after his marriage. On his way to visit, a man from his village, this is a man from his village, gave him the advice, Okay, he gave him the advice. What type of advice he gave? Use big and high sounding words. In your father-in-law's house, always sit on a high place. First say no to any food given to you. Okay, this is all about the story. Now it's time for silent reading. Within 2 minutes you can read this paragraph silently without moving your lips. Okay, please pause the video and read this paragraph silently within 2 minutes. Then we will discuss more details about this paragraph with some comprehension questions. Now come to our discussion. Question number 1. Who are there in this part of the story? A son-in-law after his marriage, so planning to visit his father-in-law's house. A son-in-law. This is a person. A man from his village, the next person, gave him the advice, use big and high sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Always sit on a high place, but say no to any food given to you. So in this way we see there are two persons, a son-in-law and the second one is a man from his village. Okay, who are there in this part of the story? In this part of the story there are a son-in-law and a man from his village. Okay, come to our second question. Second question is, what was the son-in-law's plan? Son-in-law's planning to visit his father-in-law's house for the first time. The son-in-law's plan was to visit his father-in-law's house for the first time. Okay. Next, the third question. Who advised him about some do's and don'ts at his father-in-law's at his in-laws' house? Most probably it is the man from his village who gave him the advice, what to do and what not to do. Okay. Number 4, make a list of the advice. Number 1, use big and high sounding words in your father-in-law's house. Number 2, always sit on a high place. Number 3, first say no to any food given to you. In this way we see there are 3 pieces of advice. 3 pieces of advice that the village man gave to the son-in-law. Okay, this is all about the first part of this story, the foolish son-in-law. In the next class we will see SGP2 and more about. Here is a list of some words that you should write for 4 to 5 times for your practice at home. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Bye.